Hello, what's up guys? It's Apollo here and welcome back to Medieval Kingdoms Total War 1212 AD. This of course is a mod for Total War Attila, and this is the historic siege of Baza, which took place during the Granada Wars. Now the siege was on 1490. The wars started from 1492 to 1482 and ended in 1492, and it was the last great push to get any form of Islamic influence out of the Iberian Peninsula. So we have a union between Aragon and Castile. So they have joined they fought together many times, but it's like an official union of the two great kingdoms as they try to take back the Iberian Peninsula. So yeah, what happens here? This was a victorious siege for the Christians, and they annex Granada, and at that point officially have kind of pushed out the Muslims, or any form of Islamic influence out of the Iberian Peninsula. So very cool. We are, like I said, we are using the 1212 AD mod. We also have another mod on which makes the settlements look more Muslim rather than like Persian, kind of, because usually the eastern cities are not quite Arab or Muslim. They're more like Persian, Eastern. It's just a little different. I think they added like some rugs, and I think there's a couple flags or like cloth with like Arabic writing on it or something like that. So yeah, very cool. Anyways, we got the historic factions here as well. We have the Emirate of Granada. We have 3 players controlling 3 armies of them, and then we have the 3 armies, 2 being Castile, I believe, or no, 2 being Aragon and 1 being Castile. So we've got an even amount of players, even amount of teams. And before we dive into this battle, just want to say, of course, you can support the channel by liking, leaving a comment, subscribing, hitting the bell. Also, guys, there's links down in the video description. One is to my game store, where if you buy a game on that store, it supports my channel. 10 of my favorite games up there. And then also below that link, there is a link to Displate, where if you use that link, you'll get a discount on a very cool metal poster like this one right here. So thank you guys so much for checking that out. We'll go ahead and do normal speed, and we'll jump right in. Now, can history change? Can the Emirate of Granada hold and defend the great city of Baza, or will history repeat itself once again and Castile and Aragon take the city? So back over here, we've got a lot of artillery firing. I'm probably going to just fast forward through this a little bit. Because this is a later period in medieval history, they've got some intense firepower going at the walls and trying to bring down the towers, which is always a smart idea because the towers can rack up a lot of kills, especially in Total War Attila. So while they do that, I think actually, guys, I'm just going to make an edit. I don't think there's anything crazy going on. No cav sally out, just a lot of bombardment, which is kind of the go-to thing in these siege battles. So we'll probably pick it back up once the siege towers are advancing onto the walls of Baza. All right, so here we go. The siege towers are making their way. They've destroyed a lot of the towers, and it looks like that's what they mostly destroyed with their siege equipment. I don't know if they still have ammo or not. Oh no, they still have ammo. They still have a lot of ammo. So I find it kind of interesting. Okay, they destroyed the towers, but they didn't destroy any of the walls. They have enough ammo to do so, and I think what they're going to do, at least in my opinion, okay, over here they are still trying to destroy the walls. But what I think they're going to try to do is attack with the siege towers, and then sometimes you'll get an opportunity to completely destroy an enemy unit if they're fighting, like, for example, let's say there's an attacking unit here and a defending unit here. The attackers could destroy this wall and kill that entire unit. So I wonder if they are going to try to conserve their ammo and do that. Meanwhile, on the other side, they are pushing up their siege towers. I believe this is Castile. They're pushing up their siege towers, and they're holding their ammo for probably an opportunity, one, to push it into the city and attack the defenses, because let's not forget there is a defensive position over here near the town center. There's also a trebuchet that they have to watch out for. So they might hold on to that artillery ammo just to prepare and prep for the assault on that inner keep. Now over here we go. The first clash of infantry, guys. We've got Castile being the first one onto the city walls, and they're taking on some Granadine? I don't know. Some urban swordsman. Oh man, forgive my pronunciations. All right, so yeah, they're pouring in troops. That looks like they are going. It looks like they're gonna fully commit. Sometimes, you know, you see siege towers being pushed up and they just kind of sit there near the walls, you know, and not really go in. But it looks like, yeah, they are going in, and they're gonna full on take on these spearmen, urban spearmen here. Here we go. They're just gonna jump right into the fight, and you have units that look very similar to conquistadors, which of course we all know the year 1492 is when, you know, Christopher Columbus sailed the blue. So you know, that's the age of conquistadors, or, you know, we're late medieval period. So pretty cool to see that. I do enjoy when we're doing a historic battle, the players actually selecting historical units or like late period units for the time, which is always awesome. Now we've got more spearmen, it looks like, from the defenders, still trying to hold back this wave of metal soldiers here. Very cool looking soldiers. The round shield, I like it. Very solid infantry too. We also have some archer support coming in, trying to go after this big blob, but I think I'm also seeing some arrows come from the other side. Yes, actually, okay, not arrows, but javies. So they're kind of throwing these javelins a little bit. I think that's a little waste of ammo. You're really, and I think that's why he's holding fire. You're really not getting enough kills here to make it worth it. You'll get 1 or 2, but you have to spend like 20 javies to get it. But yeah, they're putting up a great fight. And honestly, guys, I don't think these spearmen are going to do enough here to hold, because they're just not capable. I think this unit's far superior over to the other unit, which we can go ahead and turn on the info here. You can see this unit already has 46 kills and counting, and the defending unit has 2 kills. 2 kills. Probably most of the deaths here of these soldiers is probably from artillery, or not, I'm sorry, not artillery, but skirmishers. Artillery, what? That was a complete brain fart. Let's go back over to the other side, where they've finally broken down this wall. They've moved up some skirmishers in first. I think they're gonna run up and just throw some javies. You don't want to get too close because they could catch you in a charge, but they are just gonna walk right up here. It's a pretty cool shot. They're kind of floating, which kind of killed. Yeah, they're floating a little bit there, but that's all right. Very cool, very cool. Now more siege towers are going up on the walls, and you can see that they are overwhelming the defenders here on these walls. And there we go, more and more siege towers. Look at this, more and more siege towers into the fray. Very cool, very cool. So, as this infantry charges in, I mean, it doesn't seem like the defenders, like, yes, they're trying to hold the walls, but the units they have up here, this unit looks pretty decent. Let's see if they're getting any kills here compared to the spearmen. All right, they've gotten 6 kills. They've just started, and they're still very healthy. They've only lost 8 men, so they're doing much better than those spearmen over on the other side. But the question is, are the defenders trying to hold the walls with every way possible, or are they just putting up a light defense just to try to slow down the attackers, to try to, like, you know, ease their advance, maybe set up some good archer fire on the flanks of these men? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the defenders are too focused on holding the walls with everything they've got. They're certainly trying to hold the walls, but I think they could have added more troops, more archer support, because look, guys, I mean, they've got some archers up here, some crossbows, but they're not even firing. They're not firing. They're holding fire. Over on the other side, we've got a lot of skirmishers just hanging back. So, these guys are slinging, actually. Wow. That's quite the sling. But they are slinging, and they're... let's see how many kills they have. 36 kills. Not that great. But yeah, they're holding back a lot of their skirmishers. So I'm thinking the first layer wall defense, that's nothing. That's nothing. It's just a little speed bump, and the defenders know that. So I think they're going to rely more on the inner streets and last stand of the city of Baza. Just my opinion. And now this is where things get a little difficult. We got Pavi's crossbowmen from the Kingdom of Castile set up here. They're going to get a really good position, and that's why losing the walls can be very difficult, where it can be challenging because you're giving up a high vantage point. Now, at the same time, you could set up your archers and get a nice angle on these archers, but sometimes it's just overwhelming, and you've got to like just back away from the walls, and I think that's what's going to happen soon for the defenders. We got some heavily armored troops here. Dismounted knights clearing the streets. They're about to collide here on the rear of the urban swordsmen. So once they do that, that's going to be probably GG for this defense. And then back over here, same thing. They are cleaning up these walls, and soon they will begin their advance in the streets of Baza. They're already pushing in the streets here. This might be the first infantry officially in the city off the walls. And they're having a tough time. They're getting tired. They have 170 kills. Urban swordsmen with 39. So yeah, when I see these units from the defenders, they don't seem that great. And I think he's holding back the more professional troops in reserve. Some high period troops. Guzat. And then, oh yeah, you've got some pikemen back here. More Guzat. I don't know if the Guzat are good. They look lightly armored, like a light infantry. They got their general back here. So yeah, I mean, definitely seems they're holding back weaker troops. Now over here, we did get a little bit of a cav charge here. Very cool. I don't think it did much. The spears are severely wounded. Oh, and the trebuchet coming in, going after these skirmishers. So yeah, this is another key point of the defense. Let me turn on the mini-map here. That's my bad. So it's important they break through here, and you can definitely see the defenders are putting a little bit more of a strong defense here because of how close it is to the town center. Now, if we look here, there is some defending cav ready to push out and maybe look for an opportunity to get some good kills. Here comes another volley from the trebuchet. Oh, gets some good hits there, does some damage, but nothing game-changing. But I'm sure that trebuchet has only just begun. All right, so they're taking their time over here. And it's smart. The attackers want to take their time over here because it is such a heavily defended area. They don't want to throw too many troops to their deaths. They might as well wait until they clear out this area, which they're doing right now. The troops are on the verge of completely shattering. There they go. These guys are routing over here. Oh no. What are these crossbows doing so close to the front line with so much ammo? There we go. They're going to back away. And the spears are going to have to make the ultimate sacrifice and hold back this huge horde of angry Castilians and Aragonese and hope they can defend the crossbows. And then we have crossbows up here who are already blasting. Just started blasting these crossbows over here. That's always a good trade. I mean, for the attackers, if they can, quickly do some damage to these crossbows, who are already less than 100 men, started with 130. And now we have another unit of crossbows coming over to help out. I think that's worth it. Take out their crossbows to do some damage. And now we have more and more infantry making their way to the ground here. To the streets, I should say. Ooh, lots of, ooh, we got some gunners. Yeah, we got some gunners. That's gonna make it challenging. And the crossbows are doing what they can to soften them up. Look at that. They've only killed 3 of them, which is kind of surprising. But it looks like the Javi skirmishers are the ones taking the brunt of that force right there. I'm sure these guys are gonna break very soon. And here we go. Look at this, guys. It's official. It is official. The attackers have taken control of this corner. Oh, and there's some cav going in, and they are going after gunners here, attacking gunners, hand gunners. And then we have defensive cav trying to go in as well. The general risking his life to save his own gunners, and they're breaking. If they can break out of there and return to the fight, then that's pretty good. These gunners didn't take too many losses. I mean, they lost a lot, almost 40 men. But with skirmishers, it's kind of different. It's not like swordsmen where you need the numbers, because obviously skirmishers can sit back and use just as much ammo with less men. So yeah, it's okay if these guys break as long as they return with a decent amount of numbers. 90 men is still really solid, and they do break the defenders' cav. And that was a valiant attempt to try to take out some skirmishers. Ooh, careful with the friendly fire with the like the cannonballs or whatever. But a valiant attempt, but unfortunately did not do enough to kill the handgunners. Or is that the trebuchet firing? Where is that trebuchet? That might be the trebuchet. I don't know. Not sure. But now we have infantry just with a craze, a look of insanity in their eyes as they are storming the streets. There they go. And trying to grab as much ground as possible. These are some of the funnest moments in a siege battle, is when you're the attacker and you break through that first initial defense. You know, you break through and you start running down units that are awkwardly in the street, that don't have a way to retreat. And that's what this moment right here is one of the funnest moments, in my opinion, of siege battles. As an attacker, being able to break through that initial defense and run down as many troops as possible that are, you know, not in a good, you know, location. Like their retreat has been cut off. There we go. They break through the gate defense. And see, this is a problem. This is a problem. And this is what I'm talking about. In these siege battles, you always got to try to keep in the back of your mind exit strategies, exit routes to get you back to the safety of the town center. All these men right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, are cut off. That is 4 units of infantry, one being archer, so 3 units of infantry that are going to be cut off and not be able to be used to their fullest potential. You could try to run this swordsman out right now, but they are cornered, they are surrounded, and Castile has taken many casualties trying to take this position. And there we go. The gunners are breaking. They're not designed. They're not trained for close combat. And here comes another wave of troops. And yeah, they've got them right where they want them. And the bad news for the defenders, the spears over here holding in the street are now fleeing from the fight. We have some swordsmen chasing after them. So that's a huge win. And now we have a big push. They're going to clear out this zone as well. And oh my god, why is there crossbows in close combat with swordsmen? Now, I think, are they on a barrier? So, okay, technically they're on a barrier right now as we speak. But as soon as it breaks, they're going to have to fight these swordsmen. So, honestly, they should start running these crossbowmen. This is not good. Heavy crossbowmen. There they go. There they go. They're going to run. They're okay, good. Ooh, no, the swordsmen aren't going to let them escape as they chase them down the streets. But here comes reinforcement, defensive swordsmen trying to go in and save those crossbows. And they just barely do. It looks like it's a depleted unit here that's holding these men back. And the crossbows are going to get back to safety near the town center. That could have been a lot worse. And then over here, we've got this little corner defense. And we have infantry, Castile infantry going in. And it looks like the defenders are holding this corner quite well. And I think it's because they've got a lot of archers up here that... Yeah, oh my god, this is huge. The archers are stuck. Guys, the archers, I believe, yeah, is there a way around? The archers are stuck on this wall. And all the attackers have to do is hold this position. If he is able to push these swordsmen out, hold the attackers here, and then he might be able to run his crossbows out of there. But if he finds himself no escape, I think the best thing to do here is to use the crossbows as a just use up all their ammo and just, you know, have them fight it out. Like, if there's no escape, I mean, they could always just sit here, and then if attackers make their way down the road, they can attack the attackers as they get closer to the town center. But it's looking like these crossbows have no way out. They're just going to have to use their ammo and kill as many as possible before they go out. We'll see. The balance of power is greatly in favor of the attackers, but I've seen crazy things in Total War Attila. Looks like they just cleaned up the zone over here of those 4 units that got caught out, and now they're going to be ready to push and make way to the next layer of defenses. And here we go. Looks like we're going to have another clash of troops here. Let's see how these Guzat can hold. They're a high period troop, so they're not even late period. Oh, no, he's going to call it off. I see. He's going to try to pull him into a trap here. Is this just a little alleyway that leads to nowhere? That's kind of cool. I wish they had more of that in Total War where you could set up ambushes like this. Sure, if you get cut out here, it's a dead end, but... Wow, they're going in. These slingers aren't going to do much. Let's see, how many kills do they have? 65. Not terrible, but not amazing. There we go. Now they're going to go in and hold. Pretty good position because they're going to get flanked here by the other unit. They're kind of waiting for the perfect opportunity, I see. Oh, or they're going to use their javies. I see. So these Guzat guys have skirmishing capability. So that probably makes up for... I assume they're not... Like, they're light infantry, right? They're probably not going to hold too long. Oh. Ooh, and then we got another unit coming in to silence them. Like, hold that fire. Hold that fire. You're not going to hurt my men. And then over here, more units are making way to the corner of death, as you could call it, as it's a dead end, literally a dead end for all the defenders over on this side. There they go. There goes that charge. Up top, here comes the crossbows, knowing that there is no escape. They're just going to have to try to make their stand. And, oh, we got the trebuchet. Trebuchet going into this big blob of attacking forces. Let's see what they're going for. Are they going for the skirmishers? Ooh, I don't know. You got to be careful with those fiery balls of justice, too, because as the defender, you can catch your own city on fire. When you do that, it hurts the morale of your troops and the combat effectiveness. But right now, there's 0. Okay, now there's 1% settlement damage. So They need to do a little bit more damage to have any kind of effect of the combat effectiveness or the morale of the defenders. And oh, the swordsmen are falling back. Look at this, and they're going to be pursued into this dead end as well. Like, Total War sieges need more dead ends. I think they really do. It makes it more interesting. All right, let's go back over here where, wow, look at this. Okay, so they use ladders. Very, very cheeky here. They use ladders with some let's see, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it looks like a halberd type unit. Big old halberd. They are using the ladders to slaughter the crossbows. So the crossbows, this is a huge loss for them. Not only are the crossbows going to be killed without using most of their ammo. I mean, look at the kills. 93 kills? Wow, that's actually a lot. I did not expect that. Let's see, how many kills does the other crossbow have? 7. 7 kills. But could you imagine how many potential kills this crossbow could get? I mean, they already had 100, but imagine they could get so much more if they weren't caught in a dead end like this. So this was a really great play by the attackers, using this siege ladder and catching these crossbows by surprise. Down over here, we have more swordsmen taking on the swordsmen in defense here, who are still trying to buy time, but it doesn't matter. The crossbows are getting slaughtered. And wow, we even have cav. I mean, they're killing defensive, like a defensive artillery crew, but we are already, yeah, they are already pushing the final stand of Baza. The final push to take the settlement. That is crazy. So this defense is crumbling quickly, and they better hope that they have some elite tier units that can hold off a much larger number of troops. And we got some crossbows up here as well, probably trying to form up on the wall. Hey, these crossbows are still getting a lot of kills. Look at this. Hold on. They have 124 kills. They're probably shooting at this unit that's chasing down the other crossbows. But they need to make sure they completely kill them. That's why they're chasing. They're just routing. They need to completely shatter so they don't return. Because, like I said, even small units of crossbows can be a pain in the butt. Because they can always, they don't need a lot of numbers. They can just keep firing at you, even with small numbers. And it can really add up. All right, now we have these big halberd units going after the last of the crossbows, who have 126 kills. Not bad. Not bad. But he needs to take them out. Needs to take them out. Oh, they're starting to do damage. And now 1%. I don't know. Oh, that's why. Look at this. Guys, I don't even think this is from the attackers. I think this is from the defensive trebuchet that caught one of its big buildings on fire. I'm sure the attackers are like, thanks. Appreciate it. Now we've got these gunners that are extremely healthy in terms of numbers. 88. They have, well, okay, they're not doing amazing. Wait, these are, oh, wait, where's the gunners? I know there's gunners in here. Wait, I swear I saw explosive rounds. I guess not. But the crossbows starting to rack up kills here. And this is what we're going to see. Oh, here we go. That was pretty cool. The two forces kind of waiting there a little bit. I always love that Attila animation where that one guy just like a madman just dives in with the shield. I don't know if you saw that. He was like around over here, that initial charge. It was pretty cool. Anyways, two forces against one. They might actually hold here for a little bit, but they've got to. They've got to hold. And now, oh, look at this. They're even starting to push out over here with some pikemen. And they're going to hold this street. So they are trying to push and extend a little bit further outside of the last stand to try to get, I guess, just like tighter choke points. And it's more difficult for crossbows to kill these men. You see, okay, then they're going to move back now. Yeah. Because the crossbows could just set up there and shoot at them. Oh, no, no, they're going to move forward. See, it's a tough spot for the defenders because when you're at ground level and you're fighting the enemy, it's harder to kill these guys with archer fire or like handguns because there's friendlies in the way. But if, oh, okay, that looks like a friendly charge in the rear of these guys. But if they're sitting over here on this ramp, they're elevated to where the archers can get easy kills on them without hurting their men. So I like how they push out and attack, but you don't want to go too crazy here. You don't want to push out too far. And there we go. There's these crossbow men who are dying. Almost 200 kills. So this unit almost pretty much paid for itself. You know? Doing a pretty good job. And here comes the swarm of troops turning this corner and getting ready to assault the final stand. The city is burning. It's now at 3%. Now we're seeing a loss in morale, a loss in melee attack and melee defense. And more fighting up on this front line. So lots and lots of good fighting here. More swordsmen running up to defend this line, but keep in mind, they don't have any reserves except for some pikes, long spears. We got the crossbows who are getting some good kills. We have the general now running up. So this is pretty much it for them, guys. Now we got some gunners going to the corner here. They're probably going to focus down this cav unit. Or really anything they can shoot at this point. And look at, they're pushing through over here. Oh, they killed the general. They killed one of the defenders' general. And this is a problem because look, guys, they're about to push on the flank here of these troops. They are about to push on the flank of these guys, and that's going to have to force to send one unit to hold here. So yeah, it's probably better to just fall back. It's probably better to just fall back. They don't have enough troops to hold these 2 choke points, but they do have enough to hold 1. If I was the attackers, I'd be trying to send a lot of units over here. I know there's some skirmishers up here, but here's the thing about this top layer. It's actually very difficult with crossbows to get a ton of kills. Because, I don't know, it's a weird angle. It doesn't do well in the game, like angle-wise. So I prefer bowmen up here because they can kind of arch their shot. But over here, we've got the long spears or the pikes, whatever you want to call them, holding back. They're kind of cornered now. They had to reform because this flank has been opened up. We have the general's bodyguard, who I assume the general is dead, so they're just going to charge in and do as much damage as possible. Now we have more troops pouring up as well. More pikes, spears moving up to the front line, trying to support these guys, but they are already breaking. Oh, is that a mortar? Oh, they have a mortar over here. How many kills is this? Oh, 344 kills with the mortar. So that's what we must have been seeing exploding over there. But the fires are still spreading. Oh, no. Let's see. The morale has gone down. Still just 1. And here comes some cav. Oh, how did this cav sneak around the swordsman? I don't know, but the cav is going to get a free charge on the rear of these swordsmen. And the infantry are going to keep fighting their way through this infantry. There you have it, guys. That is going to be the last of those troops holding here. And now we have the final spear unit setting up here. And we got the same thing over here. We've got these spears falling back to the safety of the town center. But it's starting to get to the point, guys, where they've taken so many losses. They've lost so many units that we might see a chain rout. We might see a chain rout from the defenders. But even the attackers are starting to waver a little bit. Balance of power, of course, greatly in favor. This is the biggest problem for the defenders. This force right here. And I just don't think they have enough to hold them back. And here comes the charge. Oh my god, those spears did nothing. Look at that. Look at their arm position. What is this? Oh man. They're like, back. I guess they're supposed to have like shields. Oh. There they go. Now they're, I don't know. It's a weird unit. Weird animations going on there. And there we go. More and more troops pouring into this last-ditch effort of a defense. Same thing over here. Troops are on the edge of breaking. We're less than 2 minutes in the battle replay. This one's doing a little bit better. See, I wish he kind of did this more. Like, just hold the ramps here with more troops. Again, it's easier for our skirmishers to kill the men up here. But still, like, I think they would have better chances just trying to hold here and then just trying to hold here instead of trying to push out over here and push out a little bit over here. But I give them props for being an aggressive defense, for sure. And there we go. They broke them. And that's probably the nail in the coffin right there, as there is nothing but generals trying to hold this flank. And that is probably going to conclude this battle, unless they can pull off some crazy miracle. I mean, it was probably over a good 4 minutes ago. But we'll sit back and enjoy the final stand of these troops. Oh yeah, they're breaking. But you're breaking the wrong way. There you go. Now there's 36 seconds. The cav is free to roam as they are about to clash into these bowmen. They're already breaking. There's only one unit left that is not breaking. And they're about to be charged by a unit of cav that's breaking. And they're holding out. Props to them, but there you go. That's the battle, guys. A pretty decisive victory. I don't know, like, it just seemed like Granada, the Emirate of Granada, didn't have that quality infantry force they needed to hold. You know, like, hold the line against the very dominant, like, Christian-heavy infantry. So yeah, it was a great fight, though. It was a very fun battle to watch. Very intense. Love how the fires are spreading in the city. It was awesome. So let's end the replay. Look at the results here of the three players. So this was sent in by Cassius V. He sends in such awesome battles. So I do appreciate the battle replay and you know, sending the historical battles. It is quite fun to watch and kind of experience history in a different view. But you can see the kills here of Castile. Actually, there was 2 Castile, 1 Aragon. So that's I think I said 2 Aragon, 1 Castile. That's my bad. But yeah, lots of kills on this with the infantry here, with the round shields. So good. Very good kills with the crossbows. Slinger's not doing so hot, but that's made up by the Javies. And great job. Just great job. Now, if we look over at the Emirates, they've got not terrible kills with their swordsmen. I just think the spears, you're better off not bringing them, or just bringing 2 because of, like, to deal with cav maybe. But yeah, the swordsman did better than I expected. The gunner's doing well. The mortar, 360 kills. That's insane. But finally the end screen loaded so we can look at the other kills of the other battles. So 59 with the trebuchet. And then here's the kills for the other attackers. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this battle as much as I did. Big thank you to all the players. Don't forget to leave a like and share and subscribe and all that jazz. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield.